As is often true with bond problems, we have to do some figuring before we can do some figuring. So let's figure out what we have here and make sure we're all on the same page. This company's issuing $41 million worth of bonds. That's the face value of the bonds, hence FV, face value. Now let's see. The bonds have a face rate, a coupon rate or face rate, the amount printed on the bond, the interest rate printed on the bond of 9%, and they pay interest twice a year. And that's June 30 and December 31. 6/30 and 12/31. They're fairly common. Okay, first thing we need to do is figure out how much that interest payment will be. How much are they going to be sending out twice a year? Well, they're going to be sending out $41 million. Interest is principal times rate times time. $41 million times 9% times 6/12, half a year, because they're doing it twice a year. And they're going to be doing it, oh yeah, I didn't write it down. These are 20-year bonds. So they'll be sending out 40 of these interest checks. So let's take a look. We have 41 million, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, times 0.09 times 6/12, which is 1/2, 0.5. So they're going to be sending out $184,000. Yeah, I'm sorry, $1,845,000 twice a year. Okay, now we all know what we're doing. Now we can go about and do our calculator input. I'm going to use the TI-83. Whatever calculator you have is just fine, okay? The TI-83, to get to the financial section, we have to hit apps, and then it comes up. So you can see finance is the first one it hits, and we have to hit enter, and then we have TVM solver. That's time value of money solver. And we come up with a screen with a bunch of stuff on it that looks like that. Okay, so the interest payment we figured out was $1,845,000. The market interest rate is not 9%. The market interest rate is 8%. But again, since they send out the interest twice a year, we have to divide that by 2 because each check is 4%. And the bonds have a 20-year life, but each year has 2 interest periods. So we have the 20 years times 2 interest periods per year, 40. They're the numbers we need to put into our calculator or into Excel to come up with the value of this bond. So let's do it. So the interest, the N, the number of periods here, is 40. So N equals 40. And then it wants to know what the interest rate is. and the interest rate is the actual interest rate, what they're going to be paying, not what's on the face value of the bond. So it's 4%, not the 9%. So we need to put in the interest rate of 4. Now the present value is what we're looking at. We'll make that A, but because of one of the weirdnesses of the TI-83, we have to do that at the end. So we'll leave that where it is. And the payments, the amount we're going to be getting each 6 months is $1,845,000. $1,845,000. Just checking my zeros, okay. And the face value, the amount the bond is worth right now when it's sold, brand new, and what it'll be worth at maturity is the 41 million. 41, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The PY and the CY are both 1. Leave them there. You don't ever have to change them as far as I know. And you notice that these bonds default to paying at the end. And you want to leave that alone. Very rarely, if ever, would you see a bond pay at the beginning. So we have everything but the present value. We're going to go back up and we're going to change the present value to alpha. That's what we're looking for right there. Make that alpha. You see the little A blinking there. And hit enter. And it tells us the bond will sell for $45,057,518.65. Okay, so that's the calculator output, that's the present value, that's what the bond will sell for. Okay, 45,057,518.65, which I would round to 519. You have to be comfortable with your calculator, spend some time, play with it, and know that every calculator is just a little bit different, but they all use the same conventions: interest payment, market interest rate, periods to maturity.